In literature, we found about 50 landmarks which might be useful for the design of face and half-face masks. And respirators, of course, also artisanal masks, community masks, and surgery masks. The most important landmarks are marked here on the head, on this slide. When putting a half mask on the head form, we have a clear view on which 20 landmarks will be useful for this type of mask. We have the top of the nose, the tip of the nose, the point under the nose, the bottom of the chin, the Adam's apple, the nose root at the top, the nose wings, lip corners, the jaw bones, the ears, the brow ridges, and the back of the head. These landmarks are needed for measuring the head and the face in a proper and uniform way. So the measurements we found to be useful, we found about 14 measurements for the design of the head mask, of the face mask, sorry. We need, for the face, we need the length, this one, the forehead width, the jaw width here, and the lip length. For the nose, we have the width at the wings, at the roots, the length and the protrusion. The chin is interesting for masks with an inset chin piece. The chin arc, that's this measurement, or here. And the nose arc can be important for single panel patterns. The head girth and the neck girth might be interesting measurements for the head attachments. As it's not possible in this project to organize a massive size survey to collect all this data, we checked what's already available on in the literature. And we found about 10 studies which might be interesting with a total of 11,600 subjects where the heads and the faces were measured. Here, the first 7 are for adults and the last 3 for children. The measurement table in ISO TS 16976-2 is based on the study of Brett Miller and Fries. So this the first study. And it was a study for the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health in the United States. The NBN document, but also the AFNOR, the NBN document S65001, the AFNOR document S76001, and the European document CWA 17553. They all refer to the measurements mentioned in the ISO TS 16794. Thus also to the study of Brett Miller and Fries. But this needs to be updated because it mentioned only the 89th percentiles. As stated before, the fit is age-related, gender-related, and the ethnical origin is also important. In these papers, we have a very good mix of all male and female subjects, children, and people with different ethnical origin. The Indian people were left out of the study because the sample is too small. The 11,600 subjects have 30 different nationalities from all over the world. To understand the differences between the adult males and females of different ethnical origins, we check the means of all the measurements. For the head girth, the difference between the minimum and the maximum is 12 millimeters. For the face, we see a difference of maximum 7 millimeters. For the face width, I mean, and for the face length and lower face length, a maximum difference is respectively 3 and 5 millimeters. For the nose, we see maximum differences as follows: 8 millimeters in the width at the bottom of the nose, and less than 2 millimeters at the top of the nose. We have also less than 4 millimeters difference in the length and 1.5 millimeters in the prominence of the nose. The lip length differs maximum 5 millimeters and the nose arc 9 millimeters. We see only quite big differences in the jaw width, which is 14 to 16 millimeters, and in the chin arc, which is more than 20 millimeters. What's our conclusion here? We see a minimal differences in the means of the head and the face measurements between different ethnical origins. But it's quite obvious that the head and the face morphology is different between these origins. We can use all the existing data to make measurement tables. So the next step will be to make 5 different measurement tables, one for each origin and one mixed. We will compare them to find out if one table will be sufficient or maybe we need to split up into different measurement tables. The next step is to compare the male and the female measurements to see if the head and the face proportions differ from each other. We compared here the head girth, the face length, the lower face length, the face width, the jaw width, the chin arc and the nose arc. The green line, so the inner line here, these are the female measurements, and the orange line are the male measurements. We see here that the proportions are nearly the same for both genders. So what's our conclusion here? We see minor differences in proportions between male and female heads and face. And the next step will be to find out how many different sizes will be needed. So small, medium, large, do we need smaller sizes or larger sizes? This will be investigated in the next 1 or 2 months. So we can use the same measurement table for both genders, for male and female, which will be an unisex size table. For the size designation, it's important to find out which head or face measurement can be used as a primary dimension. Most head and face measurements are very difficult to measure because a caliper or a head scanner is to be used. The most easy measurement to measure is the head circumference or the head girth, because it can be measured with a simple measure tape or measurement tape. We compared the face length, face width, the jaw width, the chin arc and the nose arc in correlation with the head girth. We see that the face length and the face width have a high correlation with the head girths. Here we can conclude that if we make a measurement table in a size small, medium, large, or smaller or bigger, each size will be designated to a range of head girths. The next step is to find out how many sizes will be needed, as stated in my previous conclusion. We have a large database of head girths of the Belgian population, which is gathered in 2012, 2014, and this may help us to find the size range. Now for children, we check the correlation between the age and the face length and the width. And for both measurements, we see an excellent correlation. So we can use for this measurement table for children the age as a primary parameter. It can be the head girth, but I think the age should also be sufficient. And the next step is to find out how many sizes will be needed. Can we combine a couple of ages in one size, or do we have to make a measurement